The mana is the most broken creature in the entire game, and I'll show you where to find them, how to tame them, and every other secret you need to know. Hello Dodo crew and welcome back to another video on Ark Survival Ascendant. Grab a bottle of water and let's get straight into it. You can currently find Managarms only on Extinction and Astreas. It usually hangs around the snowy areas, and finding them is not difficult, because when you're near them, they often find you first and attack. They are widespread across the Snow Dome on Extinction and the island of Lemnokis on Astreas, so you can easily find and tame them in large parts of the maps. These are the regions where manas commonly appear, so it's best to use a gene scanner to search for manas in these regions. For players who do not want to search for one, spawn commands are in the video description, just fill in the level you want and you're good to go. If you are well prepared and have a little practice, taming a mana is much easier than you think. For food, you need to prepare exceptional kibble or raw mutton. Anything else would take almost 10 times as long, and especially in the snow, would be way too dangerous and take far too long. Managarms are constantly looked for and tamed, especially on PvP servers, which makes these areas very dangerous. You should never stay there longer than necessary if you don't want to get killed by other players. There are several strategies for taming a mana, but even if it is tedious, it should never be done without a trap. Otherwise, they're simply too fast or will be killed by other creatures. While it has low turbidity, its agile and unpredictable aerial movement makes it tricky to even land a shot when it's not trapped. On the other hand, its extremely high damaging attacks make getting hit by it irritating, while attempting it on foot without proper armor and a decent character health. And wait till the end of this section to see a secret trick how to faster tame your mana. The simplest trap is one designed by Captain Fatdog. Apart from a few resources and a lot of patience, all you need is a snow owl to catch the mana. To do this, place a triangle foundation and snap 3 more triangles on each side. At each end, we place 2 walls and close the ceiling with triangles. After that, we only need 2 railings on each of the ceilings at the front and 2 railings on the last ceilings at the back, and the trap is ready. Now you can use your owl to draw the aggro of the mana and stand in the trap, just like I did. The mana will now fly towards you repeatedly, and if you're standing in the right place, will eventually get stuck in the trap. When that happens, simply walk forward out of the trap with the owl, and the mana will remain stuck in the trap. Now trank it, but only from the front, so that you don't risk it running away. However, if you don't want to build a trap, careful placement of large bear traps and stone dinosaur gateways can trap every mana with ease. This strategy requires you to bring a few large bear traps, stone dinosaur gateways and gates, and a lot of armor and meta brews. Place your large bear traps and dino gates in your hotbar so you can access them as quickly as possible. Once you have found the mana, bring your mount to safety and place it a little away on a high ground so that wild creatures cannot attack it. Then, take the bear traps and place them around you on the ground. Placing a single trap should be enough, but since we will be hit by the mana afterwards, you may need to place a few more. Once the bear trap is ready, draw the mana's aggro and stand in the middle of your bear trap and wait for the mana to dive bomb you. When it dives at you, the mana triggers the bear trap, and as soon as it does that, you can place the dino gate directly onto it, so that it is trapped. Then place gates at the front and back, so that it can't get out, and simply shoot the mana from between the gaps in the gates, until it's lying on the ground. When a mana is trapped in dinosaur gateways, it will try to boost out. For a fast and safe tame, stand just outside its attack range and let it jump inside the trap for a few minutes. This makes the wild mana use up its food, so when it's knocked out, it will start eating right away. This method skips most of the waiting and danger. Just be careful if you give it too much kibble. It will keep eating even after the tame is finished. And yes, after you tamed them, they are breedable and get imprinting bonus, which is kinda important as you will see later, but they are mammals, which means they don't lay eggs. It may not be anything new, But the mana has some of the strongest abilities in the entire game, and basically every beach bob can win in PvP as long as they are riding in mana. When you hit the spacebar, you perform a kind of jet propulsion into the air, sucking up some of your stamina. You can jet as long as you have stamina. If your stamina is depleted, you slowly fall to the ground. The amount of stamina you need per jump is very high, so I recommend putting a significant portion of your levels into stamina. When you're in the air, you can glide forward, and if you double press one of your 4 control keys, W, A, S or D, you will get a small boost in the corresponding direction. And there is one last thing, when you're in the air and click the left mouse button, you will dive and slam onto the ground. You can use this to dive quickly to get out of range in PvP or to get away from enemies. However, it requires a large amount of stamina, so you always have to keep an eye on your stats. You can also use the mana special attack in the air to fight your enemies, but this drains your stamina even faster than before. As you can imagine, you should put as many points as possible into stamina, because basically all of your mana's abilities require stamina, which means that your stamina will run out incredibly fast even if you have a lot of it. One trick to quickly recharge your mana stamina is to jump off quickly when it has none left and punch it once. This attack basically resets your mana stamina and you can jump back on and continue flying. The next ability is especially important in PvP, and that is the freeze ray of the mana. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but especially in PvP, if you've been frozen by an enemy mana, it's basically game over for you. The freeze ray requires a little stamina, and if you're hit for a few seconds, you will be frozen and remain standing in place. If you're hit by a mana while on foot, it's basically GG for you. If you have good enough armor and manage to get away, you will have a few seconds of cooldown before you can be frozen again, giving you a chance to hide and run away. Managarms are a bit special regarding their behavior as baby. Care must be taken to avoid losing newborn babies, as they have a tendency of jetting out and away instead of dropping in front of the mother like other babies. By nature, they are hyperactive and jump around while following the player. However, while they're babies, there's a training option in the radial menu. Using this, the baby, juvenile or adolescent Managarms walk more calmly after you. Training also reduces the imprint timer by a random amount of time. In my opinion, the Managarm has 2 essential roles, but it's hard to say what it can be used for, as it is considered one of the best and most versatile creatures in the entire game for a good reason. Because it can suddenly lunge through the air in the direction you're looking with a left click, Managarms work very well as an ambush fighter. You can wait in a high or hidden spot, then launch out and attack an enemy who doesn't see it coming. Its good health lets it survive attacks, and its large size makes it dangerous to smaller mounts while still being very annoying for larger ones. Since the mana is neither a flyer nor a climber, it can be used in any cave, meaning you can easily collect artifacts on most maps and then fly out of the caves again. Before we answer the actual question of how good the mana really is, here are a few important facts. Manas do not take fall damage. Each boost will consume more and more stamina. Creatures frozen by its ice breath take more damage from the forward dash. The mana stamina regenerates faster dismounted. Manas are not considered flyer or climbers, and considering that, they can be transferred to any map. This means they can access any area. The Managarm is the only non-aquatic and non-alpha tier creature that cannot be carried by anything. I've already said so much, and we all know that the Managarm is one of the best creatures in the entire game. Not only is it a beast in PvP that every player must be aware of, but it is also fast and versatile, meaning that even PvE players always need to have a mana. The only difference between ASA and ASE is that Meguanas are now available much earlier than they used to be, which means that when it comes to pure speed, the mana falls short and is significantly slower than a Mawing. But even if it is slower than the Mawing, the mana is always good for a surprise attack, and a Mawing rider has no choice but to simply flee. But more important than what I say is what you're thinking. So, is the Managarmr any good? Let me know in the comments. I hope you liked this video, and then feel free to read if this video has helped you. Hit the like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and consider subbing to the channel. Alright, Frodo.